Good morning. This is Chris Allen, and I would like to give you an update for week 7. So this week in Calc AB, we're going to continue our discussion with differentiation. We're going to look at the basic rules, the shortcuts, which I'm sure students will appreciate. We're also going to look later this week at the product and the quotient rule. Here is the derivation of the product rule. In Calc BC, we're still looking at Chapter 3, which is on applications of differentiation. Here we can see the second derivative test given. Again, we're primarily just reviewing AB content, although this week we are going to look at something that is something I haven't taught before. In geometry, we are focused on deductive reasoning and proving statements. So here we can see a proof of the isosceles triangle theorem. So I wanted to finish up today talking a little bit about Canvas because I put a lot of time and effort into this for my sake, but for the student's sake. Now, this isn't exactly what the screen looks like for students. This is from my perspective, but I want to point some things out. So first things first is this particular module. You'll see at the very top of the module say week 7. So students should have no idea, or should have a very good idea of, oh, this is this week's stuff. So September 7th, which was technically yesterday, which is Labor Day, so we didn't have school yesterday. But right there at the very top of each module, I put a week overview, which gives students, parents, some idea of what the objectives are for this week. So if we go down a little bit further, so we didn't have school on Monday, if we look, today is Tuesday. So I have an even and an odd geometry class, so that's why I have Tuesday and Wednesday. So that looks like today's lesson is going to be on proving statements about segments and angles. And it looks like, oh, first things first, we're going to have our weekly quiz. So each week at the beginning, I shouldn't say every week, but most weeks at the beginning of the week, we do a weekly quiz, which is just basically making sure students understand what we did last week. And then here are the notes for today. So if a student wants an extra copy of the notes, here's a video about proving segments and statements about segments and angles. So think about this. It would be really good if a student wasn't even in class. They could get the notes, they could watch the video, and they could start doing some work. And then I have textbook problems here. And if the student clicks on that, they can see, hey, look at this page, look at these odd number problems, so they can check their answers. And then finally, once they've kind of went through those things, then they can go to the homework quiz, which they get 2 opportunities to take. And it looks like that homework quiz is due Friday, September 8th. And then at the very bottom, I'm kind of skipping over the Thursday, Friday lesson. You can see I put a little reminder here. It looks like we're going to have a quiz next week, paper and pencil weekly quiz. So I try to make it as clear as I can for students. There should not be any surprises. They should be able to week to week know, oh, I already know what's going to happen today. I know what's happening the next time we meet. So I hope that's helpful and shed some light to you how I structure the class and try to make things clear for students. Thanks for your time.